Good evening and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekender show. And look, after last night's show, if you watched, it's actually working now, SoundCloud. So I had to take it down when the lads had gone and I had to work on it because it did not record the show that we did on SoundCloud. So apologies. Now, if anyone knows any ways, get in touch with me. I'm looking for a volunteer to help me out to get things sorted with Spotify, things like that on the podcast. And you can be part of the show as well. If you've got any spare time, please give us a shout. Mal at don'txtheline.com. Look forward to hearing from you. Always have me as a friend on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites. And we'll go from there. Really looking forward to meeting you if you're local on Merseyside, around the Walton area or town area, and you can travel, look at a studio that be part of as well. Okay, thanks very much for that. Okay. We've been out and about today at the North Liverpool JFL, and it was cup finals day today. The reason I'm sporting these is because, as you can see, the trophies, a very successful club with DXTL FC over 2 years. Yes, 2 years. The majority of trophies, as you can see, was our under 7s, under 8s. We're moving to under 9s now, and our under 7s on the first year won the Europa Conference League and also the Alice Patricia Cup final. What more could we ask for? And the special one there, we're going to keep this all the time, being awarded that by DXTL under 8s, is for their season in the Merseyside Youth League, and they got the team of the season, showing respect, fair play. What more could you ask for? What more could you ask for? And this, as people are asking me now, why are you folding DXTL, such a successful club? Well, before we go on to North Liverpool and the cup finals there today, I'm folding it because running the teams is very, very hard. Trying to get managers to run your teams is very, very hard indeed. And the way admin is going now, the way leagues are going, and you name it, the way things are happening in grassroots football, it's becoming a massive business in my eyes. We're a not-for-profit organisation, we're a community interest company. We have summer leagues, we have leagues, we have tournaments. We do tournaments, and what we try to do is to raise some money. When we done our last tournament, which was absolutely unbelievable, by the way, try to raise some money for the Heart of Gold initiatives and Don't Cross the Line. We did not much because of the amount of payout that we had to pay, which was extreme, to put the tournament on. Then you have to get your referees, then you have to get your trophies, and anyone who went to the tournament would know that we went overboard and beyond to make sure that everyone got a medal, a nice medal by the way, and also a really decent cup. It was amazing the way things happened, the way things worked, and it was a very successful 3 days. But I was on my knees after the 3 days. It was just unreal. Anyone who saw me would have known. Everton came along to it as well, supporters on that day. Graham Stewart, wow, brilliant, what an asset to Everton he is, and to the kids on the day, walking around, meeting people. What more could we ask for? It was just a brilliant tournament. Now, it's touch and go whether we do one in August. There are only a couple of months to do that one, but it's the cost of the tournament and the cost of the trophies that we have to keep costs down. So all these people who keep saying you're making an absolute fortune on tournaments, no, believe me, if you take into account the amount of money that they're paying out for referees and trophies and also booking and hiring the facility, you know, by the time you've wound down and your voluntary work that you don't get paid for, everyone else around you does get paid for, it's very, very expensive. And sometimes you say, was it worth it? Well, I wouldn't do it on as big a scale as what I did it last time, but I will be doing one for next season, a really, really big one. We're not too sure whether we'll have a little one in the August time. We'll see how that goes. But as you can see, we're a successful club, and I'm standing down for the simple reason is there's too much admin, too much money in grassroots football, and you're going around, you're collecting subs off the parents. I feel terrible and things are happening. You know, you need to buy the balls, you need to buy, you need to buy everything to address a game of football for the kids, and you have to get your sponsors, and the sponsors are absolutely fantastic, by the way. I must admit, we can't knock them. They're brilliant. Without them, I don't think there'd be many football teams going as well, because the sponsors keep the communities going. We've got Aintree Sofas who've been absolutely unbelievable. Now the sponsorship is going up now because we're joining Jennings Football Academy, so it's a little bit dearer. But our other team, our under-8s, will go under Betis, JFA Betis. We're going over JFA Genoa. Yes, the Italian teams, they're going Betis, Spanish team, I think it is, isn't it? I'll have to ask. I think it is. Anyway, so we're handing them over to Jennings Football Academy in good hands. And the reason this would have been a massive successful club, it really, really would. And I want to try and make it into something different now. And I want to start looking into the way grassroots football is run and how we can help grassroots football and keep the costs down for all the kids, for all the parents, because many clubs are basing themselves on a community club now, and they're trying to help out other teams, players, parents who haven't got the funds to put the kids in. But obviously there's got to be proof of that, because some people will try and get their kids in for nothing, even though they're working and things like that. But you've got to look at it. You've got to have a breakdown. You've got to check out, you know, because it's unfair on parents paying an extreme amount of subs if someone's doing that anyway. But we want to try and keep everything in check. We want to try and make sure that everyone's getting the benefit out of clubs, out of teams, out of leagues, and there is something left for them to enjoy, because look at the price of the facilities that they've got with the hubs now. And to be a based charity, this is a charitable trust, all these hubs, that's what they are. And I'm wondering what's going back into grassroots football. It doesn't make sense to me, so we need to bang the drum and try and find out what we can do. So I want to team up with my local MP, who's Dan Carden, and we're going to try and make sure that we look into the way these are run, because I've just done it on a shoestring with the likes of the two teams, charging £20 per month, getting a sponsor for the teams, and trying to get the trophies, good trophies for them at the end of the year as well. So I want to try and spend everything and then start again from scratch, because you have to put your affiliation and also your insurance for the kids team in there as well. And whatever costs there are, there could be extra costs to buy throughout the season, like man of the match trophies, you name it. It's a lot, it's extreme. Thankfully the parents all buy the boots and the kits, the extras, you know, because the clubs themselves, the managers, the coaches are going to extreme to try and hold these prices down and make the club, the team itself should have the money in the bank. That's what I'm looking at. Not your likes of your leagues, not the likes of your big clubs making a fortune, because at the end of the day, what we've got to realise, all these leagues got to know as well, that every team is a member of that league, so the money basically belongs to them. Now if they drop out and drop out and drop out, where does the money go? It stays in that league, and it mounts up and mounts up and mounts up. So what are the real benefits for the team that only does one season, maybe 2 seasons? What do they get out of it? So we want to look into that and make sure it's all being spent right, and the majority here should, no doubt, should be all spent correctly as well. And that's what I want to do with Don't Cross the Line, as well as supporting our referees. We want to support the teams, the coaches, the managers, the parents. We want to try and make it a little bit different. So if you have any concerns, please get in touch with myself, Mal, at don'txtheline.com. So it's Don't Cross the Line, isn't it? You know, we just put an X in. Makes the email address a little bit shorter indeed. Yes, and that's what we want to do, and we want to make sure that the kids are enjoying themselves, kids are looked after, the parents are happy with the club, and as well as was put on presentations to make sure we get this message across to parents of how they should behave within grassroots football, then there's a difference. So that is the way I'm standing down, because I'm fed up with all the admin, I'm fed up with all the courses, I agree with the DBS and the safeguarding, and there's a million other courses that you have to. I agree with the courses, but I don't agree with the prices, because I think they're all extreme. So many coaches and managers out there are volunteers, so their course should be really free, because they're working for the kids coming home from work, doing their day jobs, whatever it be, and then they're taking kids out and they're training them and teaching them and developing them, and it's not costing the parents a penny for them, and that's their time. Yes, they choose to do it, but I chose to do it. But when I look around now and you look at the bigger picture and you see who's getting paid and you see who's doing all the work, that makes a difference. It really does make a difference. So yeah, you'll find a difference, and when I go away on holiday, I'm going to write it all down and see exactly what we can come up with and how we can help. And the people I've been talking to are really up for this. It's very, very positive indeed. They want to get involved with us. Many clubs, they're all there wanting to get involved and find out exactly where it all goes, what they can do, and how they can make a change within grassroots football. Now, the kids can do their job and develop their skills on the football pitch exactly the same as a referee. A coach can go out there and he can spend a fortune on a course, and people will say, yeah, that benefits himself. But he's doing all the coaching. The majority of them are doing it for nothing. Now, I know there's a lot of paid coaches out there, and I know the referees get paid as well. I'm looking for something to these volunteer coaches who have to pay out their own pocket for the safeguarding course and the DBS courses, and they don't get a bean out of it, and all that time they put into it, and then they have to sit there and do all the admin to make sure that the team is okay to play. Now, it's a lot of admin, and believe me, I've sat there and done it, and I just said to myself, I've had enough. And you've got to deal with the parents as well, and you've got to make it profitable if you can for the kids to go into the future. Now, we couldn't afford to go away on holiday, I'll tell you that now, with a club. So many clubs and teams need to introduce more ways of raising money. Now, it's okay going to stores and saying, can we backpack, can we do a sponsors wall? Yeah, it's okay, but it's the extreme payments that they have to pay out, you know, with the kits, with everything, especially if you don't have a sponsor. So look at me this way, that we are going to not do something about it, just maybe investigate a little bit more, because you want a successful club, you want a successful team. And look at this, we've done it on a shoestring, and all those kids have been respected, and an unblemished record with Don't Cross the Line, Club DXTL FC, both 7s, 8s and 7s, playing for 2 seasons with not a complaint off a referee. 2 years, and that's in tournaments as well. Club DXTL, absolutely unreal, and that has made me proud. I've started it to pass the message on about respect, don't cross the line, and this is what it is. This is how we've done it. This is how we've made it, and the kids are getting the message week in, week out. And you know what? I've really had a great bond with every one of those kids who really respect me, and I've had some of them in the studio, you've seen that, and I'll probably get some more in the studio over the changeover, get them in there and talk to them as well. And kids will always tell you the truth, so I'm going to ask them the question about non-heading of the ball, indirect free kicks on a throw-in, corners. What are we doing? 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s and 11s next year when we take the heading away. So we're going to have guests in here, managers, discussing it, talking about it, and even hopefully some of the governing bodies to talk about it as well. So we'll have like questions and answers. What a difference this is going to make to our podcast. I tell you, you're going to enjoy this. It's grassroots and we want to take it further. Okay, well done to the North Liverpool JFL. All the committee there have been brilliant, honestly, right the way through the season. And the way I looked at it today, it was great. Coming to an end, early kickoffs, and the committee were all there making sure that the teams all played the game and enjoyed the game. And I overheard 1 or 2 parents having a little dig at the referee and the committees. And you've got to take a back seat sometimes, but you listen to them and they're still giving the referees some stick. Cup finals is the biggest and hardest time of the year to keep irate parents and spectators in check, but the committee done that today. So well done to Connor, Bob and Peter, who who were walking the lines there, and you watch. But I watched some great football as well. I watched an under-11s game between Villa, I think it's East Villa, and McGull. What a game that was. Unbelievable. Could have gone either way. McGull won that 2-1, and it was just going to, I think it was the last minute goal. It was 1-1 with an own goal. That was conceded by McGull themselves, one of their defenders. Anyway, so it wasn't too happy for them. But what a game. Do you know what? Looking at the tackles, the play, the football, and the sunshine, brilliant. And I stood there, I was hooked on it. And watched another team as well, 7 Elite, and also Ormskirk under 7s. That was another little good game, but that wasn't as close as the game that I was watching there in the full size pitch, 9-a-side. Great, really enjoyable. And as I say, hats off to the both teams, hats off to the managers there. Brilliant game, great to watch, grassroots football at its best. And yeah, spectators, I must admit, brilliant. So once again, East Villa and McGull, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I think it was East Villa. It could have been something else Villa, because I didn't catch the name as I was walking away. But if that was whiskey, which I don't drink, I do not drink alcohol at all. It's nice, black tea. Hats off to the league, the committee themselves, all the managers, all the spectators who turned up today and last week as well. It was our week last week, over the moon, and it was the under 11s and some under 7s there today for the League Cup finals. And that was great to watch, as I say. So a big massive thank you to all the committee, Bob, Connor, Julie, Rachel, Peter, Bernie, and everyone else who have missed, Brian as well. All brilliant, every one of them, week in, week out, turned up to make sure that everyone enjoyed themselves and got games on. And it's going to be changes again with the DBS and safeguarding next year, but I'll be with the league themselves, working alongside them and having a chat to make sure that everything goes according to plan, because you never ever know the moment with an irate spectator, do you? You never do. So no one can sort of say, not in mine. Very, very lucky. But don't get me wrong, going back to Club DXTL, we did have 1 or 2 issues right at the very, very start with parents, but we dealt with that. The committee, myself, Colin, and the managers dealt with it and put our fingers, thumbs down, you name it, everything down to make sure nothing was going to happen towards any referee within that league. And nothing did, it was towards each other in the games themselves and with ourselves as well, but we dealt with it. And every other parent got the message about what we're about, what Don't Cross the Line does and why we do it. It's for their kids, their children, we're supporting them. It's a safeguarding matter if you don't. We all have a duty of care, especially Don't Cross the Line, but we have a duty of care with everyone right across the board in grassroots football, and we'll try and support everyone except irate parents and spectators, because you don't need to be at a football ground if you are going to be irate towards a referee or to each other, to the kids, to anyone, and you know, an opposition manager or coach. It's not worth it. Don't go to the game if you are irate. Stay away and support your team that way. And I'm sure there's that many cameras and everything, VEO, we were watching that today, that people can take an interest and watch the games as well. Well, there you go. Once again, a big massive thank you to all at North Liverpool JFL. We'll see you again next season. We'll see all the managers next season. Now it goes on to summer leagues, tournaments, and don't forget, wherever you're out or whatever you're doing in grassroots football, even if you're abroad, please show that referee loads of respect. Make sure that the referee is looked after. The young referees today were really enjoying themselves, and I was enjoying their performances as well. They've done a great job, and well done to North Liverpool JFL again for bringing in so many young referees to officiate in that league. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, we're coming to the end of our show. You might hear a siren. That's not football. That is just street behaviour or cars, accidents, and we don't want that, do we? We want to keep that down at a low level and make sure that everyone is safe, not just in grassroots football, but in general. So we'll be back again. Thanks to Jaden also and Oliver last night for doing the kids' voice box, the young commentators, and apologies from Dan and Ben once again. But we'll be back with our final show before a good break. next Friday. Let's see who turns up. I know it's half term, so all you kids can enjoy it, and all you mums and dads can enjoy. Put your feet up, relax, and just chill out for the next few days. And we'll see you tomorrow at Grassroots Football, if it's on. So myself, Mal Lane, all the team here, the Grassroots Show, Don't Cross the Line, Respect programme, and our Heart of Gold initiatives, which you'll hear more about very soon. Have a great evening. Good night, God bless.